How was that a thing, Craig?
I don't know.
How was that even possible?
A few months ago, we bought this bike at an auction for $900. Unbeknownst to us, it had a seized-up motor. We come to find out that the seller was Honda Financial, and the day it was sold at auction was 1 day past the warranty. Coincidence? I don't know. When I called Honda to purchase a new motor for it, we were informed that they don't sell complete engines for these bikes. So my mechanic Craig found out that the parts to rebuild one from Honda were actually pretty inexpensive. So he bought everything we could possibly need. We have 8 hours to rebuild this Honda CB300. Go. What's up, Craig? What's happening, buddy?
Let's go fix some motorcycles.
Let's do it.
All right, so right now, me and Craig, first thing we gotta do, take this thing apart and figure out what's actually wrong with it. All right, Craig, what's the game plan here?
Game plan? Well, I guess we gotta figure out what's wrong with it. I know nothing.
Yeah,
Something in the motor.
Yeah, it's locked up. So do we have to take the whole body off?
Yeah, I think where we'll start is, well, we'll get the seat off, the tank off, the bodywork off, pull the valve cover.
Is that completely necessary, or just drop the motor?
Well, we're gonna take that off to drop the motor.
Oh, all right.
The trick to taking off bodywork is just don't yank anything too hard because you don't want to break a clip. Other than that, it's pretty easy. All right, so I just stepped out. Craig does not know this. Just to make this a little more fun for everyone, if he fixes this bike within 2 hours, I'm just gonna give him the bike. If he fixes this bike in 4 hours, I'm gonna give him a KTM motorcycle we have at the shop. If he fixes this in 6 hours, I'm buying him brand new monitors. And if he fixes this in the 8 hours that we're supposed to, I'm buying him lunch and probably dinner. Let's go get this thing done. So when I just pulled the oil out, it was actually pretty decent looking.
It has to be something with it being laid over.
You think so?
Well, I mean, what else would? It's almost like it fell and the cutoff switch didn't do its job and it ran low on oil or something stupid.
I mean, but this is the type
So I
of bike.
guess.
This is the type of bike that it's an engine of a bike.
Yeah.
They're all dropped. They've all been dropped. You know what I mean?
Right. But if the switch didn't work and it didn't shut off, and it was laying there for a while running, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm guessing.
That could be a thing.
Guessing. The motors don't let loose.
No, they don't.
Not with 2,500 miles on them.
No, they don't.
This is the same motor that was in the 250s, and like the 250Rs, the 250L dirt bikes, and then they restroked it. They added 8 millimeters of stroke to it to make it like a, what is it, 76 by 63 or something stroke.
It's a very reliable engine.
Yeah.
Was. So let's take a peek in the.
Yeah. Oh, you can't really see anything.
Oh, that show what the spark plug looked like?
Yeah. Did you bring it? I was gonna say, did you bring it?
No.
Should we do a compression test on it just for fun?
Oh, it won't turn at all.
Oh, it's locked?
Locked up.
Oh, geez, okay. I mean, we can certainly pull the motor. Either way, we gotta get this stuff off the top.
Yeah, all right, let's just start taking everything apart.
The trick to pulling everything else apart is just knowing how it goes back together. Craig is a trained motorcycle mechanic. I assume he'll be able to figure it out. I'm not paying any attention to it.
Thank you. A lot of metal in there.
Hey, look how bent that valve is.
Yeah. Yep. There's your problem.
I think I see the issue.
Honda put a bunch of metal in there and a bent valve. So we could probably do all the top end stuff with the engine inside.
Yeah, I'm hoping I don't know. There's a little, we gotta see what the room's like here to work. But we should be all right.
So only 20 minutes into the job, it appears that this might just be a valve issue. Craig might be owning this bike today. All right, so what we're doing right now is trying to free up space in here, clean this up, and then we're gonna pull the valve cover off, start taking the engine apart. It's possible that the problem is top end, which would simplify things a lot for us. We'll see what happens.
All right, so we got the valve cover off. That actually doesn't look that bad to me.
No.
So what does it take to pull the head off?
Okay. Cam chain tensioner.
Pop them out, pull the cams out.
Pull the cams out, then the head will lift off.
A couple head bolts. Now, anytime you're working on bikes, it's important to have moral support. So it's always good to have a guy like me. You got this, Craig. You got this. That's a chain tensor?
Yeah.
Good job, Craig. Why is that still so tight?
I don't know.
I don't like this, Craig.
I don't know. He's out there. There's some slack. Okay. All right.
Oh, all right. All right.
Whew.
All right.
Feeling better.
All right.
Gonna loosen these up evenly so we don't side load them at all and break them. They're pretty fragile. These cam caps.
You're a Honda training mechanic?
Yeah.
I'll be riding by lunchtime.
Yeah, we'll be riding before the sun falls.
See the cam looks good?
Yeah.
All right. We don't need a cam.
Nope. Yeah, that all looks fine.
It's a fine looking cam. The problem is the bike's so small, it's hard to get 2 hands in there. Or I mean like 4 hands. So sometimes the best way to help is just give Craig some space, you know.
You only did bring one of those, right?
I can cut it in half.
Thanks, buddy.
You want a bite? Hey Craig, what do they call that thing?
That?
Yeah.
Rocker arm.
All this damage is because the guy didn't properly break in the motor in the first 500 miles.
Actually, after seeing the bent valves and stuff, I almost wonder if he didn't whiskey throttle this thing into submission when it crashed. I don't know, maybe this stuck, or maybe he had a handful and he floated everything, floated the valves and bent them.
Huh.
Smacked the piston. I don't know. My theory is probably going to change another 4 times before we have this.
Oh, so it was still running while it was like upside down or sideways?
Yeah, or he just had a handful of throttle and never let loose, and it was bouncing off the rev limiter, and poof.
Freeze it right there. So there's this game I like to play with all my mechanic friends. It's called Hide the Tools. All of my friends seem to love it.
Where did my extension go?
All right, so we got everything on the top of the engine, the valve covers and the valves. No, the valve covers and the cams all taken off. Craig working on the exhaust. I got the coolant hose off, and then we'll be able to pull the head right off and see what Craig, at that moment, we know what the actual problem was.
I mean, well, yeah, we should be able to, well, we're going to see a whole lot more than we can now.
So I'm pretty optimistic about this. We're just gonna pull the head, everything's gonna look great, and we're gonna replace the valves, and we're gonna be done.
What the? Craig, how was that a thing, Craig?
I don't know.
How was that even possible?
It just ate that piston.
Wow. I mean, I can pull a chunk out of there with my hand.
Oh my wow.
Is that that's the top of the crank, that's the top of the,
Top of the connecting rod.
yeah, what?
Oh, that's why it's locked up. There's piston pieces in your crankshaft. Well,
There's a problem, Craig.
there's a problem. We're pulling the motor. You gotta pull the bottom end. I didn't order anything for the bottom end.
Uh-oh. You tell me we gotta make these parts in-house?
We might have to. Problem's gonna be all the other chunks in the bottom. And then it's the connecting rod pad.
Hold on a second, Craig. I think I found the problem that we got right here.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
That is part of a piston. It's not on the whole thing.
But what's crazy is that thing hammered a little bit until it quit.
It hammered a lot, and part of it looks melted.
How do you do this?
And where's the rest of the piston?
Down in the bottom. All the way down where we didn't want to go.
Like, the piston completely disconnected from the connecting rod.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're at the 1 hour mark. Do we officially have to pull the whole motor out, or can we just pull like the side cases?
No. Probably pulling the motor.
Pulling the motor.
The motor's gonna have to be split.
Gotta be what?
Split. Because there's a lot of chunks down there in the bottom. See, there's part of the.
Oh, yeah.
See it right there.
Yep. Well, first good news, we unseized the motor. Bad news is we got a bad motor.
Yeah.
Is there any motors on eBay? Here's the problem. There's no motors for sale because these bikes don't break.
Yeah.
So this is not looking good. Our 8-hour deadline is looking impossible. We planned for needing a new top end, but did not think we were gonna need a new bottom end. The closest crank assembly is 2 hours away, and they refused to sell it to us because it's part of an early year recall kit. So even if we had a new crank assembly, no one around us has any crank bearings, which are probably bad because all the metal inside the crank. As a last ditch effort, we're gonna split the case, inspect the crank and the bearings, and maybe, just maybe, I'll be riding this bike today.
I'm trying to pull it apart, but I'm trying to leave the crank in this half and seeing if this half will lift off. Whoa! Check this out.
I don't see anything wrong.
I don't see why it didn't run.
Was that the piston?
Uh-huh.
No.
There's the wrist pin clip.
It didn't ventilate it.
The ring. No, it all went to the bottom.
He got lucky.
Yeah, I'm so lucky.
I'm sure you've seen that before.
Honestly, not in a 2,500 mile Honda.
2018.
2018.
1 day out of warranty.
Oh.
Here's the piston ring.
See you guys. Thank you.
Is it possible we don't need a crank? I mean, is that crazy to think?
What do you want to do? Clean it out and put it together? Actually, these bearings don't look bad.
So as I'm cleaning out the two sides of the crankcase, I'm finding metal pieces but no damage, and the bearings are moving fine. It would appear that all the damage happened and stayed at the top end. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I might be riding this bike today.
So as of right now, things are actually looking up. Looks like all the bearings in both sides of the crankcase are fine. They're all spinning freely. And from what I can see,
I think we're gonna have a problem here, Sean.
oh, now is it bent?
Yeah, it's bent.
Oh.
Look, can you see it?
Yeah, it's bent to the left.
Yep. And look what it did to the wrist pin.
Oh, that wrist pin is done. Squished.
Squeezed and squeezed.
So if we can confirm that these bearings are good, all we actually need is that crankshaft. And of course the piston and all the top end stuff. So we already have that. That's your final verdict, huh?
It's my final verdict.
All right.
It's bent.
So with the first ever 8-hour build, it only took us 5 hours to realize that we gotta stop because we are out of parts. We need a new crank, a new head.
Didn't see that coming.
How's the cylinder?
Cylinder shot.
Cylinder shot. We have a cylinder.
We have a cylinder.
And there is our piston. We'll be back. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys later. While we're gone, check out this other video. It's a really, really good one. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.